Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. I'm here with my buddy Max. And in the last episode, we were summoned to Edward's castle to return the crystal ring from your father's items. Now, as you could see, Max, they mode 7 the fuck out of that transportation screen.
They really did. They turned it around, they shifted it up and down, they want to use this quite a bit. Actually, how old this was 1994?
I believe so. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was.
I'm trying to remember when Mode 7... Well, no, Mode 7's been around since nearly the beginning. But, man, they love to use it.
This game in particular.
Yeah.
Pretty much every mode of transportation uses Mode 7. So we can't go see the king just yet until we explore the castle a little bit.
You know what's really interesting is you can see the border of the castle and the pillars, the outside border, a bit of it, but you're still looking inward on the inside. So like
Yep.
I think that's a really cool touch. It kind of gives it like a portrait feel.
And we were talking about obscure red jewels in the last episode.
Yes.
There is a person hiding behind that pillar who has a hidden red jewel. That's how fucking obscure some of these things get.
Man.
If you're, by the way, saying this gets obscure, like really obscure places for jewel locations,
Yeah.
this game actually came with the walkthrough, like the strategy guide.
Oh,
is
kind of
in
like
the
how
instruction
Earthbound
manual.
did too.
Yeah, except Earthbound was like a full 8 by 11.
Oh, so this was just a normal instruction
This
guide.
was literally a instruction manual, but it happened to have the entire walkthrough for the game in it, including all 50 red jewel locations.
That must have been thick. That must have been like a really thick manual.
Hold on a second, I think I have it right here.
Okay. Oh, alright.
Yeah, I got it right here. So yeah, while Max is taking a look at that, pretty much, Kara wants to talk to you, threatens the guard.
Wow. I guess this was still back during the day when Americans weren't really used to, there wasn't like a widespread love for JRPGs or RPGs in general, so, it was only like a very minor crowd of people that played these games. Because it wasn't really until Final Fantasy VII that JRPGs were like, they became like a major thing over in this country.
Yeah. In particular, since this game is so absolutely linear,
Yeah.
it's kind of easy to print a walkthrough like that.
That's true, yeah.
I think it's more like they just wanted to give an excuse to put the gem location so people didn't complain or overrun Nintendo Power.
Oh, yes.
In fact, if we actually look here, it is a Nintendo Power handbook.
Oh, it is.
So, yeah, basically the summary of that scene there, Kara heard that her father is hiring a hunter to find his enemies, and she's just she's angry at what her father's become. A person in town. Actually, we'll talk about that in a second here, because let's see what the king has to say. Queen Edwina is kind of a bitch. And by the way, who decided that King Edwin should marry Queen Edwina?
Well, if I met a Maxine, that's who I would marry.
Same for me and a Tammy. So yeah, no matter what answer you get from there, if you brought the ring or not, they throw you in jail.
Oh.
Because you obviously don't have the ring.
No.
I always found that kind of funny. He's like, "Ma'am, save me." Did you just fucking call me ma'am?
Whoa.
Yep. So we're in prison.
I wonder that too, Will.
Let's throw the 12-year-old boy in prison.
Clearly he's a threat.
Yep. So there's no immediate way out of here. You have to check the corners. Even some of them will give you a little prompt like this, talking about the moss or chains. Some of them won't give you anything, but you still have to go to this corner and push a button anyway. Like, I think it's something like after you examined everything, a set amount of steps will make it go. I still haven't completely figured it all out yet, but
those triggers always amazed me when I was like growing up playing these games. Like, wait, what's making all this happen? Like, because yeah, there's some they're just like you don't know what's triggering, whether it's like you said, examining things or pushing things.
I remember when I was a kid, I just left the controller down and waited to see if something happened, like the first time I played this.
Yeah.
And nothing. Like I waited for 10 minutes and nothing. So I think it's the amount of time spent walking. So they give you some bread.
Tastes of bread. Let's see.
Yeah, keep in mind this is a man who willingly ate snail pie.
Yeah.
And bread is the most disgusting thing he ever ate.
Oh. Something's wrong with you, Will. Maybe you should be in prison.
Well, I think of more how fucking moldy must that bread be.
Oh,
There's
too.
mold all over the cell. Maybe someone just left the fucking bread in the corner, and the mold from the bread spread to the walls.
Oh.
So yeah, Will starts hearing his father. My dad is a flute.
My God.
What was in that bread? That's like the third time they fucking mentioned that pie. Don't you think you have a better thing to talk about, Dad? Like why you're in a fucking flute?
No.
If you, again, no matter what option you choose, he just goes right on. If you say what you deserve me, he completely ignores you.
Oh.
So Will's dad was in this castle too, and they don't say why.
Oh, weird.
It never comes up.
Never?
No. Neither does his grandpa. Never brings up the stone again. What the stone does is when you get that one was 5 points. When you get 100 of them, you get an extra life.
Oh, okay.
I think they had something bigger planned in store for it. That's why they mentioned this.
But it really is just a
It never
gameplay
comes
mechanic.
up again. It's just a game mechanic.
Huh. Huh, I didn't realize. Oh, okay. I guess they have to give you some information somehow. It's like, oh, clearly this is helping me get life.
Yep.
But I guess they could simply do that through...
But who gives a shit? Because it's motherfucking Hamlet.
Oh, is Hamlet gonna rescue you?
Yep. And if you look to the bottom part of the screen under the text box.
Uh-huh.
I think it's right when the letter is finished reading. I am in a prison of silk and gold.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm in a prison of mold and
Terrible.
dying. Yep, you can just see Hamlet.
Yeah.
Hamlet getting the fuck out. So this is around the time of the game you kind of have to learn how to use items.
Just by using them, they
Yep.
don't really tell you much.
I by the way, I love that sound effect for the red jewel flying around.
So
And it will follow you like through the entire screen if you keep moving. Like,
oh, because it's just spiraling out from that location?
Yep.
So it just keeps, wow.
yep. And you let this guy out, and I'm free yet. I can't. I don't want to go.
I love that doorway, by the way. It's just that door to space.
Yeah, great. So yeah, they mention it here, but pretty much another way this game kind of eschews traditional RPG elements is you do not level up. You don't have experience, and when you kill an enemy, it's gone for good unless you like leave the dungeon, leave the town, and then come back. You level up in this game by killing all enemies on a room.
On a room?
Yeah, like for each room, there's a set amount of enemies. Like the first one here has 3 enemies.
Okay.
So Will's attack range is short, but he basically beats the shit out of everything with the flute.
Huh. That's cool.
So you see there's like a forest up in the upper left
yeah.
and a set amount of enemies.
Oh, that's cool. So can you drag in any items
Yep.
with the gravitational pull or the psychic pull?
Yep. So every time you clear a room, you either get a increase to HP, defense,
wow.
or strength.
Wow. And that's all permanent?
Yep.
That's really interesting.
Yep. So keep in mind, every time they want to take someone to prison, the guards have to carry them through this entire goddamn prison.
Yeah.
With the bats and the eldritch monsters. So remember I mentioned that if you double tap, it also comes into combat.
I saw that. It was like a little.
Every attack Will does now does one, but if you double tap, it's weird because it's not like you run and then attack.
Yeah.
You have to literally like swing your flute and then double tap as you're swinging for a second time.
Oh, weird.
And Will does kind of like a jump attack that doubles or sometimes triples his attack power.
That's cool.
So yeah, his psychic pull also deflects some bullets.
But that's all it deflects. It doesn't. Only some bullets.
Only some bullets. Like most boss projectiles will go right through you. So in this dungeon, every time there's like a little gap right there, that's a sign that there's supposed to be a one of those Diagnoga things from Star Wars.
Huh.
Whatever the hell was in the trash compactor.
Oh, yes.
Will is also a little bit better than some of the other people you can play as. Will, unlike some of the other ones, has like these weird invulnerability frames when he attacks. Like you will see, like if you just basically spam his attack when a projectile is coming towards you that you can't block, sometimes it will pass right through you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's there's metallic strength.
And everyone in this game gets about 2 or 3 abilities, and Will's are some of the best hands down.
Huh.
So, you know, at first you think Will is the weakest because, you know, low range, low attack. He's actually arguably the best to play as in the game. I still use Freedan a lot.
How many characters are there?
3.
There's 3.
Yep.
Okay, altogether.
So yeah, you randomly hit a blue dandelion that talks to you. That will come back later on. It is also annoying as shit because it keeps getting in the way of your attacks.
Oh, it does. So wait, so that's an actual, that's an object that actually.
It was not meant to be that. By the way, I kind of one of the problems with this game is you can totally skip through text.
Oh.
So she basically said, "Follow me, or they're gonna get you."
Yeah.
Also, as you'll kind of notice, Will, like, he has a weird effect when he swings, where it kind of comes from the left and goes up. So, like, when he's swinging down now, anything that's on his right side will also get attacked.
It's so actually just kind of like, I'm sorry, Ocarina of A Link to the Past.
Exactly.
Where you have this sort of quarter arc, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. So we could go, but we want upgrades.
No, yeah, we want to kill it. That's the best way to actually incentivize clearing a room.
Yeah.
I mean, really, in Soul Blazer, the incentive to clearing a room was actually to progress the story. But in this, they've changed it to actually literally powering up your character, which is interesting. I like that they managed to find a new way to do that.
Yeah, like I said, this game breaks a lot of, you know, your more traditional JRPG conventions. It's more like a Zelda, clearly, but it's even different from a Zelda.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Do enemies, like, you know, I'm assuming, like, later on, maybe it becomes a little more difficult to find which enemies you need to kill to clear a room? Or is it kind of like...
Every time you press start in this game,
Yeah.
and yeah, it definitely is the case. Some enemies will be hidden off in, like, certain corners of the room, but if you press start, which I did a couple of times when we came in here, if you press start, it'll show you... Yeah, by the way, quickly,
yeah, I
do
saw
you see
that.
the invulnerability frame right there?
Yeah, he should have been hit.
Yeah. So if you step on that switch, it says it's rusty, it won't go in.
I already see what you gotta do.
Yeah, this game is very good at not, you know, showing without telling.
Right.
And you can clearly see his, like, quarter arc right there.
Yeah.
What was I saying before that? If you press start, it will show you the map screen and show you how many enemies are there and where they are.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they don't make it too obscure. They actually help you out there. Oh, and there's another red jewel.
Yep. And we will see more of these little blue flames that talk to you. They'll come into play later on.
Huh.
And he basically explains the whole red gem system. Not red gem, but I think it's called the dark points or dark gem.
Oh,
so you see up in the corner, up in the top there, it says DP,
Yes.
0 hearts, 51. So the more of these things that we get, 100 points, which we get by picking up those red things. We get 100 of them. If we die, we restart in that room.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Another reason to actually kill enemies.
Yep. And like I said, enemies don't respawn in this game.
Oh, yes, that too.
So yeah, they're trying to give a hint here to play Lola's melody.
Oh, to a flower. It's probably not the same flower, but there were definitely when you play Soul Blazer, one of the things that revives from like clearing a room or beating enemies is flowers. They'll just pop up because that was part of like the village or the land that you were trying to revive. So this is kind of cool. It gives those flowers some more time on screen.
There are a couple of good callbacks here to Soul Blazer. This can be a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
And if you make a mistake, by the way, it just does it again.
Oh. Okay, so you just keep trying until you get that timing.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I hate the sound effects.
Whoa. That was... I like it, but it definitely
But if
had
you
an
talk to
effect
the
on
flower,
the
it shuts it off.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So you might notice here that the switch is out of Will's reach.
Yeah.
So what can we possibly do to get it? Well, let's progress. Yeah, that jump attack is really good. Mostly because it gives the enemies like a tremendous knockback.
Oh, there's the arc in play there.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's funny. That concept is kind of reminiscent of some stuff in Soul Blazer as well, where just like simply the position of where the where the blade is can help you finish off multiple enemies at once.
So yeah, this is really cool. I did not know this when I first played this game, but at this point in the game, Will can transform.
Oh, freedom.
Freedom. The Eternal Night. So basically, Will kind of just passes out, and a lot of this game has to do with the change of shape. Like, they mentioned very early on a star coming in. One of the people in town mentions a bad star coming in.
Oh, yes.
And that's kind of what makes King Edward start to become an asshole.
Oh, okay.
It brings out the evil in heart and makes creatures change shape to become monsters.
Sounds like another game.
Yeah.
That we love.
Yep. So that's kind of why, like, this aqueduct was not supposed to be filled with skeletons and bats.
Right.
But I still kind of like the idea of every time they take a prisoner into the dungeon, the guards have to go through this entire long nightmare, and with their king being an asshole, they probably threw a lot of people in prison.
Oh wow, that even the hitbox of the sword goes out of
Yeah.
what it visually represents.
Unfortunately, Freedan does not have Will's invulnerability frame, so as you see, that one head took a fucking ton of damage off me.
I'm gonna assume that even Frieden's hitbox is bigger than Will's, because he's quite a larger sprite.
He does have extra defense, though. And while Will did the twirly thing with his flute, Freedan just kind of sticks his sword out and goes into an epic pose and wills things towards him.
Ah.
But yeah, Freedan is faster, more powerful, and better defense than Will.
Interesting. So, but it really, like you said later on, Will is just better because of the abilities he gets.
Oh, he gets such good abilities.
What does this make us? 4 or 5 now?
I think we're at 7.
We're at 7. Oh wow.
So yeah, I have to be a little more cautious when fighting this guy.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
Because again, there's no. I think there's one healing item that you can pick up on the ground. It looks like the red red BPs that you pick up only has a heart in it, and it'll restore 5 hit points.
Oh wow.
But it is very rare.
Huh.
I think I see maybe 10 tops per game.
Jeez. Well, yeah. I'm assuming there must be areas where you can heal yourself for
Gaia.
Oh, you just go to Gaia and she refills your health?
Gaia will refill your health and using the herbs.
Ah.
But again, you can't buy herbs.
Now, Frieden just turned back to Will. Does that mean that these transformations are only temporary, or is this just a story beat?
It's just temporary. Frieden never goes into town.
Okay.
But when I first saw that he transformed, I said to myself, oh great, this also means that no one's going to believe Will when he can transform. But Lily, who was that dandelion sprite that we saw before.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. And again, 4th fucking time, they mentioned the goddamn pie.
Yeah. I'm sure it's great, guys.
Oh, you made it out of a, dangerous dungeon. Your grandmother's pie is delicious. Thanks, go get the fuck out of here. And they bring my favorite sound effect back. Which is apparently their elder calling.
Wow. Oh, there she goes.
So yeah, people in this world just have the ability to transform. Unfortunately, Will never transforms into Frieden outside of dungeons.
Weird.
I think it has something to do with the fact that, like, Gaia gives him the power, and he can only do it in dark space.
Here we go. If I remember correctly... No, I think I must have stopped a little bit before this. I just remember that I think it was during the day I saw the sky over the bridge. I was like, God, this is beautiful.
Great shot. And yeah, the guard is Old Snorehead.
It's Snorehead. I love that localization. It's good. Oh, your little pig has come.
He has the best power out there. Strange pig power. So if you try and leave, she says, it'll be a long trip. Let's take some food.
Oh.
It took me so long to figure out what the hell they were talking about, but in the cellar there's one barrel with an open lid.
Oh.
And whenever you get an item, by the way, it has this really slow text with the triumphant music. The music always ends before the item description. I'm pushing every button I can.
Really? I was going to ask you, is it just not? It won't let you?
It gets so fucking pain in the ass. Large roast. So, you can bite off the meat as much as you want. It will not do shit for your health.
So it's just there as a key item?
Yep. It'll come into play later on. Let's leave. There were guards, like, ready to stab you the second you came in, and apparently they have a night watch is just...
terrible.
What the fuck is that? So, I think I like about this whole map travel system is every path they take is different. So, like, the route you take to get to Edward's Castle is slightly different from the way you have coming back.
Really? That's interesting. It's a very tiny touch. That's good. Uh-oh. Looks like there was a scuffle.
She tried to make a pie and it blew up the house.
Oh, no. What a stupid idiot.
Guess for a 12-year-old in prison, what the hell do you think they did?
Yeah. You suspect. Oh, what's that?
That is a very poorly rendered picture of a jackal. It looks kind of like a 6-year-old drew it.
Jackal's not the best drawer.
You notice how it looks like, doesn't look kind of like a jackal? Instead it looks, black with cat ears?
Yeah.
That's because in Japanese it was called the Black Panther.
Oh.
And Nintendo didn't change the name for kind of obvious reasons.
Oh, now I get it, yeah.
And meanwhile, all of your friends are still back in the cave.
We didn't save your friends.
They're just playing cards. They've never left. Their families are wondering where they are. They've never gone home.
They don't go to school.
Someone's house burned down.
Yeah.
He didn't notice.
Okay.
Far too dangerous for a princess.
Mm-hmm. Typical.
I think something good is going to happen. So this is kind of their only hint that you want to do everything in South Cape that you possibly can, which by this point is next to nothing. I go around town. I check to see if anyone has any new dialogue.
Yeah.
I think the priest has that new line, and I think one of your friends in the cave has like one new thing. So, yeah, I got a guy at to heal up a little bit. So, you can see there quickly, it says, finish recording, continue your journey, yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of this update, I will show you what happens when you say no.
Oh, okay. Did she get, like super mad at you?
No, it's actually pretty relaxing.
Oh.
So, let's give Jeweler all the gems that we have. So, now he upgraded our defense a little bit.
Oh, he did? Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Oh, And you've gotten all the jewels that you can in this area, too?
Yeah, I'm going for all jewels in this run.
Oh, nice.
So I think Lance says something different. Like, that's it.
That's it?
Oh yeah, Eric says something different too.
Oh, doesn't matter. Fine, you guys just play cards for the rest of your life.
By the way, I love the seagull effect in this town.
it's going... the way it's positioned, it's going in a direction it's not facing.
Oh, by the way, she says there, I envy you with the sea breeze blowing through your hair. It only actually blows through your hair when you are on the pier. But actually, the breeze blowing through your hair does come into effect a couple of times in the game. There are a couple of places that have hidden cracks in a wall.
Oh, get out. And then actually you can see the wind blowing through your hair.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So they give like that little hint very early on that it's that, you kind of need to do that.
Wow.
I love this choice. I'm going. So yeah, whenever you go to a new location, Will Sprite will lead and the others will follow. And at certain points, you have, like, the screen will be filled up with people. It's
Wow.
great. It's that, like, real sense of togetherness.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Is this one of the places that's going to be rebuilt, or?
Yep. And if you try and move or run anywhere, it doesn't do anything. You have to play the melody.
Oh, whoa. Oh, man. Yeah, wait, actually, this might be the place. Yeah, Itori, yeah, I believe this is actually... Oh, shoot, I don't remember. This might be the first area of Soul Blazer.
Really?
Yeah. This
No, I don't doubt that, because I played a little bit of Soul Blazer, and I definitely remember, like... I remember them taking the sprites for, the overworld.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lily is apparently the only kid in this village. And again, they're gonna mention the fucking pie.
Oh, I'll do it.
So, before they ransacked the house, did they
They ate.
raid the fridge?
They must have.
I like to think that she like took the pie and literally crammed it down their throat.
Take this, you son of a bitch.
I've never heard of a pie being a weapon unless it's in like one of the shitty PS1 like mascot like failed Crash Bandicoot style games.
Wait, does this mean that he shat himself to death?
Yeah, via marsupial pie.
Oh my god.
So, I loved it, those two, by the way, because Will can only see the dark spaces. Those two are staring off into nothing. So, yeah.
Oh.
This is the first power Will can get.
Psycho Dash.
All of Will's powers are psycho powers, and all of Freedan's powers are dark powers.
Nice.
That means Will is a psycho.
Yes.
So, pretty much, I just briefly show off what Psycho Dash does, and then I called the video from here. So,
okay.
So yeah, Psycho Dash, it's supposed to be kind of like a charge attack. So you charge, and when you let go, he dashes at a wall.
Okay.
It does as much power as the double tap strike. It just takes time to charge up.
Oh,
so
okay.
I really don't use it all that much.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I find with the invincibility frames, and the double tap is always better anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So, if you say, I don't continue, you rest a while.
Huh.
And when you rest, it starts playing my favorite soundtrack in the entire game.
Huh.
It is the most calming, relaxing song in the entire world.
Yeah, really. God, I love the sounds. Sounds of the...
By the way, a quick thing I should probably mention here, while we're talking about people who made this game, the writer of this game got her start doing Kirk Spock fanfiction.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah. And the person who did the character designs for this is like a... I'm trying to remember the... I forget the series. I'll bring it up in the next video. But she was a acclaimed shoujo mangaka.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, like she won the Tezuka Award a number of times.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we will call it here. Next episode, we will be exploring Itoe Village and getting to the first real dungeon of the game, the Incan Ruins. Thanks a lot for listening to us, and we will see you guys later.
Take care.